Today, top of the agenda, soaring energy prices. The EU will address its toolbox of measures to tackle the energy crunch, including direct income support for vulnerable households, subsidies for struggling companies, and tax reductions in the final bill. So let's take a look at those prices. In Germany, heating oil prices leapt by almost 77% in September compared to last year. And prices for natural gas in Europe have skyrocketed over 420% in the last year, 420%. Russia, of course, is the main EU supplier of natural gas, and critics have long been warning that the EU could be too dependent on Russian gas, which also led to the controversy surrounding the Nord Stream 2 pipeline, which has yet to go online. Now, Russian President Vladimir Putin defended the pipeline, saying its approval would ease Europe's energy problems.
Немецкий регулятор должен принять соответствующее решение.
The German regulator must make an appropriate decision. But they have not yet made this decision. Of course, if we were able to increase supplies along this route, we can say with absolute certainty that the tension in the European energy market would significantly decrease. This would, of course, also affect the prices on the European gas market.
So that was Vladimir Putin's take on Europe's energy crunch. Let's listen now to the opinion of Mikhail Kruktikin. He is a co-founder and the leading analyst of Energy, an independent consultant agency based in Moscow. So very good to have you on the program. So, Mikhail, in your opinion, what is causing the current gas shortages and rising prices in Europe?
Good morning. First, it started with some, market reasons because the demand was very high in Asia, and LNG carriers and traders rushed into Asia. And Europe felt that there was some sort of a shortage of gas, and the prices went up in Europe after they had increased in Asia. Then Gazprom went on offensive. And when I say Gazprom, I mean the Russian government, because the company is managed by the Russian government and by the Russian president directly. Gazprom announced it was not going to increase gas deliveries to Europe apart from the long-term contracts it had already signed. Then Gazprom announced it was not increasing storage of gas in its underground storage facilities in Germany and other countries of Europe. And then Gazprom announced it was not increasing. It was not going to sell additional gas on spot contracts during the fourth quarter and the whole next year.
All of that, of course, Mikhail, if I just can come in, because all of that, what you're just telling us, obviously is not very helpful, and it's quite the opposite of what Vladimir Putin keeps saying. In a recent interview that you gave to a German media outlet, you said that he is basically declaring war on the EU, using Russia's gas reserves as his main weapon. Why do you think he would do this?
Yes, because, basically we see it is not for commercial reasons that the Russian government is decreasing gas supply to Europe. It is purely political reasons. In fact, what President Putin said, it was blackmail. If you want more gas, you must, sanction the commissioning of Nord Stream 2 pipeline. Unless you do that, you will not have gas. We know that there is plenty of capacity in the Ukrainian pipelines, in the Ukrainian route, and Russia could very easily supply additional gas to Germany and other countries. But the announcement, if you want gas, please do something about Nord Stream 2. This is blackmail. This is war, in fact.
Right, right. Mikhail, just very briefly, because Nord Stream 2 is not yet active, is not yet online, and many people say it should never go online. Very brief, your opinion, should the EU, should Germany now cancel Nord Stream 2?
It is a redundant pipeline because Europe can do without very easily the capacity of the Ukrainian route, the Polish route, and the first Nord Stream route is quite enough to satisfy double the capacity of demand in Europe. So it is redundant. I don't think there is any need to open Germany and Europe to new blackmail from Russia.
All right, Mikhail Krutikhin from Rus Energy in Moscow. Thank you so much for your time and for your input.